Okay. Good morning, everyone. Uh, all right. I think in our previous class, we have discussed and we have also completed all the calculations of the float. Is it right? Uh, is it right? So we have completed all the problems on float. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So in today's class, we are going to discuss something, I think in the previous class, I told that we will solve one more extra problem uh, on all the aspects: early start, early finish, late start, late finish, as well as all the flows. Right? So the same thing will be done in today's class. Probably it will be a practice class. So before we start the class, as I have already sent the message in WhatsApp, correct? So we will have the second session on Tuesday. That is the coming Tuesday. That is on 22nd of this month. And the timing of the session will be from 3 o'clock to 3:40. Now, definitely the session is going to be online itself, but how it is going to be conducted and how students are supposed to submit, how students will get the question paper and how they are supposed to submit the answer papers, everything will be told in the future class. Okay, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will let you know about the same. Okay. And the portion, regarding the portion, whatever we are completing in this particular chapter, in this particular subject, for this particular week, whatever we are completing the syllabus, so that will be considered for our first. Okay. So this week's syllabus, or the syllabus which we are going to complete until this week, we are going to consider for the first. All right. So as I told in my previous class, okay, so just wait for a moment. Okay, let me just write the list of activities, and then you can make note of all these activities. Yeah. So just wait for a moment until and unless I finish writing all this list of activities. Just wait. Okay. Just wait until I finish writing this activity. Okay. Then you can make note of. Okay. These are the list of activities. Duration should be 5, 8, and 6. Okay, so these are the list of activities. For this list of activities, determine first draw the project. Okay. Draw the project network. Then determine start, early finish, late start, late finish. So first do these things, then we will go for the next parameter. First solve for this. Any doubts until now? Activities. Okay. What is the first activity? One dash two. What about the next activity?
1-3. 2-4.
It's right. 4-5 and 3-. Correct. Any more activities are there?
No.
What are the durations? 1-2 is
6.
2-4,
5.
4-5,
8.
1-3,
5.
2-3 is
6.
and 3-5.
3.
This is the project network. So first part of the question is over. Next, determine the early start, early finish, dates, work and date. So, what do we do first? In order to determine the early start and early finish for each of the activities, first we start the calculation. How do we first start the calculation? This is the first calculation here. We want to determine the early start for each of the activities. So the first calculation we do. First, we start with calculating E1. Is the early start or node 1. Is it right? Next, in that case, what would be E2? We calculate
E1 plus duration of 1-2 activity.
E1 plus duration of under. And how much is that?
0 plus 6.
Correct. Right. So you can start writing here. This is not required. The examination, if you can write, otherwise it is should. What about E3? How many equations do we require for recalculation? 1 or 2?
2, sir.
2, sir.
Correct. And which are those two? And should we consider the maximum value or minimum?
Maximum.
Maximum has to be considered. Right. What is the first equation?
1-3.
1-3. Yes, that is right. For 1-3 activity, you are writing the equation. What will be the equation for that activity?
E1 plus duration of 1-3.
Equation. Right. Next equation.
E2 plus duration of 2-3.
Duration. That's right. Calculate these. Tell me the maximum. Okay, anyone with the maximum value?
12, sir.
How much? 12.
12,
Answer.
12.
Correct. That's right. 12 will be the answer. That's right. Maximum value is considered as 12. Okay. So that is calculate E4. Going ahead for the next calculation, what will be E4? E4 will be 50 plus duration of 3 dash 4. What will be E3?
12.
What will be the equation for E4 then? Is the equation for E4
E2
E3 plus duration of 2 dash 4. E2 plus duration of 2 dash 4.
2 plus 2 plus duration of 2 dash 4. In that case, what will be the
6 plus 5,
6, 5.
11.
plus 11? That's right. And what about E5? How many equations we require for E5? One or two?
2 equations, sir.
Correct. And maximum has to be considered first equation. What will be the first equation?
E4 plus duration of 4 to 5. And E3 plus duration of 3 to 5.
What will be the maximum value? Or what will be the value of E5?
19, sir.
19 will be. Everyone getting the same values for all the values of correct? Okay. So any other answers or everyone getting the same answers? So instead of writing the early started, early finished, what we'll do is calculate L1, L2, L2, L5. L5 is equal to how much? What will be the value of L5? Late finished for each node. How much will be the value of L5?
19.
Right? E5 value itself is 19. Correct. Calculate L4. Okay, anyone wants me to go back to the previous screen? So what will be the value of L4? Our equation for L4. What is the answer? 19 minus 8. Is that right? What about L3? Equation for L3. What is the answer? 19 minus
3.
3 and equal to 16. Correct. What about L2? How many equations we require for L2? 1 or 2?
2.
And should we consider the minimum or maximum?
Minimum.
Correct. So minimum. First equation for L2. So what will be the answer? L4 minus duration of 2-4. L3 minus duration of 2-3. Only that we are coming in the reverse direction now. From the last node to the first node.
Six, sir.
Is the answer. And okay. So which is minimum actually, L4 minus duration 2-4 or L3 minus duration 2-3?
L4 minus duration.
L4 minus duration 2-4.
Minus duration 2-4. And L1 should be compulsorily 0, whatever may be the problem definition. Okay, L1 should be 0. Okay, that ensures that your answers are right. In this case, are you getting L1 as 0? So is the L1 answer 0?
Yes, sir.
L1 will be equal to 0. I'm not calculating it, but I'm directly writing it in the diagram. Okay. So just tell me what was the values, what were the different values? L5 was 19, okay, and L4 was how much?
11,
11, correct. L3,
16,
L2,
6,
so these are the different values. So with the help of this, we will start writing early start and early finish for each of the activities. Activity, duration, early start. So I'm not going to explain any of the steps. You have to tell me the answer. Late start and late finish. Parameters. Okay. So what was the first activity? 1-2. Next,
1-3,
1-3. Okay.
2-4,
2-4.
4-5,
Okay.
3-5,
Okay.
2-3,
Durations
6,
6. Okay.
5,
5,
5, 8,
Okay.
3, 6.
Any answers for the early start?
0,
0. Why? Because 1 is equal to 0. Next.
6,
Next 1 dash 3. Early start.
E1 equals 0.
Again, E1 equal to 0 because starting node is 1 for both. Correct. Next.
E2 equals 6.
Is equal to 6 because starting node is next.
E4 equals 11.
E4 equal to
12.
E2 we have already written. Next, early finish is nothing but you add these two and then you will get this. If you add these two, you're going to get add the number of the column. Fourth column is nothing but 2 plus 3. If you add the fourth, second and third column, you will get fourth column. So what is the value? Early finish.
Six.
0 plus 6. Next. 0 plus 5 is 5. Next.
11. 5
11.
6.
Correct. 5 plus 6 is 11. That's right. Next.
8 plus
Nine.
11. 19.
19.
Correct. 8 plus 11 is 9. Next.
3 plus 12.
12
15.
3 plus 12 is 15. That's right. Next.
6 plus 6. 12.
That's right. Now, should we first write late start or late finish? Are we writing the late start first or late finish first? So next we are writing the late finish. First late finish. Anyone? Value late finish. For late finish, we actually look at the ending value. Is that right? Because we look at the ending node. What is the ending node? L2. What is L2?
6.
Next.
L3. 16.
L3 is 16. Okay.
L4.
L4 is on the
11.
next.
L5. 19. Next one same. L5. 19.
Next.
L3. 16.
So we have to write the equation for this. Column. Fifth column is nothing but sixth column minus the second column. That is late finish minus duration. What should be the answer? lead finish minus the duration. Answer is
CD.
oh, correct. K minus 5. Answer is 11. Next, what is the next answer? The third activity, what is the late start? 6. 7 minus 5, correct, that's 6. Next,
11,
correct. Next,
16,
last value, 16 minus 6, answer is 10. Correct. So these are the different values. So I hope everyone is able to recall the calculations. I think this is just a summary of what we have done right from the beginning class until now. Constructed the project, also had calculated all these parameters along with the project completion duration. Okay, so those who have already completed solving this, try to determine the free float for all these activities. Or instead of calculating the free float for all these activities, we'll select only few of the activities. First, calculate the free float for 1-3 activity. Let's see. Calculate free float for activity 1-3. Determine the free float for activity 1-3. Calculate the free float for activity 1-3. Calculate the free float for activity 1-3. Free float, okay, not the total float. I think total float is easy. Will not. So whatever we have calculated, I think everyone are getting the same answers. Is it right? Just going ahead. Calculate free float for those activities. First is 1-3. Any answers for free float 1-3? So what is the formula for calculating the free float?
early start of next activity minus early start of present activity, early finish of present activity
Early start of next activity.
minus early finish of present activity.
So what is the next activity? One dash for 1-3, what is the next activity? Which activity comes after 1-3?
So 3-5.
3-5, correct. 3-5 has the next. So what is the early finish for the present activity? Dash 5
5.
and early finish is 5. What is the early start of the next activity?
12.
12. So what should be the free float? Answer is 7. Correct. So the first free float answer will be 7. Okay. So we'll select one more activity. Okay, you randomly solve the free float and tell me the answer. Just verify whether that is right or wrong. Randomly, you select one of the activities of your choice. Okay, the list of activities are there. Is the previous problem, whatever we just solved just now. So that list of activities, select one of the activity. Tell me the answer that particular free float. For that activity, you just tell me the answer. Okay. So any answers or any activity you have selected? Okay. Tell me the activity which you have selected and tell me the free float. I will select one of the activities. Simultaneously, if anyone has selected the activities of their own, have achieved the free float, just tell me. Let's go for 2-4 and 2-4. What should be the next activity of 2-4? Which activity comes after 2-4?
4-5.
Present activity. So what should be the early finish activity?
11.
Is the next parameter.
11. Same 11, sir.
The answer is correct. That should be the answer. So let us consider one more last activity. Anyone wants me to stay back in this particular screen for the next screen? Okay, I will consider the last activity. The last activity. Which is the last activity? 4-5.
Yes, sir.
4-5 is the last activity. 4-5. So what is the early finish for this activity?
19.
And what is the early finish for 3-5?
15.
What should be the early start of the next activity? Equal to maximum EF, because early start means what? We are considering both the activities. We are trying to compare both the activities, and we are seeing which activity actually finishes late, because as a project manager, we have to wait and both activities early start 19. Why? Because earliest possible duration by when we can finish this activity is 15th day, and earliest possible duration by when we can finish this activity is 19th day. That is the reason you have to start the next activity only on the. What should be the free float? What should be the free float for 4-5? Should be equal to 19 minus 19. Is it right?
0.
Correct. One agrees with this. Same thing we have done even in our previous class. We have considered the maximum of the early finishes. The maximum value of the early finishes 19. Okay. So 19 will be considered as the start for the next activity. Okay. So calculate different activities. Okay, now all the classes, online classes are being uploaded. Those who have found the internet issues, not being attend, not being able to attend classes, so for the benefit of those students, the classes are being uploaded. Okay, and the link is the same as WhatsApp group. Also, the attendance is updated. So these are the few. Thank you. The class here can are supposed to send the absentee list.
Sir.
Okay. So the class is over.
Thank you, sir.